You.
How we doing, Brian?
Yo, what's up?
How things been?
Everything's been good.
It's been a while since we last spoke.
Yeah, it's been quite some time.
The last time we spoke, I believe we were talking about, I think you getting an opponent.
Yeah,
And then Tyson Fury is coming over to America to fight Cunningham. That's about the last time we spoke.
yeah.
Since then, there's been lots of changes. You've now moved. I believe you've got a new manager in James Prince.
Yeah.
Talk me through that.
Well, it's the next level of my career. I just had to make some changes. Tighten up on my game and make sure that everything was straight before I go forward.
So, what made you come to that decision?
What of him or a new manager?
Yeah, moving to James Prince.
Well, when I first met him, we came together and it was just a vibe that I felt from me that I never felt from no other person who was interested in being a manager. It was just pretty much a whole lot of things that we came together on, and the way he lived was the way I lived, and we had a whole lot of the same type of rules and things that we live by. So it was just perfect.
Okay, so now you have changed with James Prince, and you've got a fight coming up. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. So can you pronounce the guy's name for me properly?
ANDREY Fedosov.
Fedosov. Right, we've got that right. The opponent. Why him?
I don't know. That's something that my promoters they hooked up. The matchmakers they put that fight together. I wouldn't question why any further because we never know why things happen. But I would have liked for it to have been a top 10 opponent or someone who can better my my career. But I even though I'm not looking past this guy or nothing, but it's just looking like what am I gaining from winning from fighting from fighting him? Like what am I gaining? I'm not really gaining nothing. But it's the game. It's the fight, and we got to do what we got to do.
Well, the fight fans would say the same thing too. They would be in agreement with you. They'd say, well, BRYANT Jennings, I mean, at least, your rival, who would be Deontay Wilder, has come to England and has just beaten Audley Harrison. Yes, it was a bit of a farce in the way he's won the fight, but he still had a fight on television against a guy that everybody knew around the world had beat Audley Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of taking a chance fighting this guy because it's like, all right, well, this guy's trying to take my position. I'm trying to take positions from others. It was like, why the fuck are you putting me in with people that's trying to take my position? But I'm not complaining about it. I'm not blaming nobody. But I'm just on a level to where as though, hey, I'm trying to move forward and progress. But I guess these are the steps that we have to take in order to get there.
I noticed you were NBC after Tyson Fury's fight against Cunningham. What were your thoughts?
Well, I said it in the interview to where as though I was like, he's hittable, and I see a lot of flaws in him, and I've seen a lot of his weaknesses, but I also seen he still has some strengths. He still is a big dude, and he's definitely an awkward fighter. But me, I was just doing my marketing thing and doing what I had to do to make sure I keep my name out there. Haven't fought since December, but my name is still at the top of the list as if I just fought last week. So
absolutely. So I mean, for me, listening to that, it sounds to me like right. He's on NBC. It's an opportunity to plug your career. That's what it sounded like. And yeah, he's got some flaws, which, like my style already. I'm not going to ask you the questions that everyone else would ask you. The question I would ask you is, you've seen some flaws, and obviously you're going to keep that to yourself. Every fighter says that. Now, how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3".
Same.
Okay.
I'm the same height as Steve.
Pardon?
I'm the same height as Steve Cunningham.
Yeah, the same height as Steve Cunningham. Now, in this division of giants, as you well know, Klitschko, Fury, I think Pulov's over 6'5". How do you fit in being a small heavyweight in comparison to what's around today? How are you going to deal with a Vladimir Klitschko, a Tyson Fury, those guys who've got long, long arms? I mean, you've got long arms for your height. You've got a long reach. But you're looking at guys who are now 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", touching 7 foot. And the weight they have, that is a whole different proposition than fighting somebody 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". you know, that's a different ball game altogether. Can you suggest? Can you answer that by saying, well, in my career I fought X, Y, and Z, or I've been sparring with X, Y, and Z, or is this going to be a whole new experience for you?
Nah, I sparred bigger guys before. I think bigger guys are definitely easier to fight. But you look at boxing as a whole, and you just take all the attributes. You say speed, size, power, strength, agility, movement, all that. So a lot of these guys that you're mentioning, these guys that you're naming, they lack in some of them things that I have. Like, these guys don't have. They're not as quick as me. They don't move like I can move. Yeah, they may be bigger, but can size beat speed, or can size beat? It all starts to get down to to scientific. Like, it's like, if I'm stronger, if I'm just as strong, but I'm faster, but I'm not as big. But he's bigger. He's not as strong, or he's as strong, but
Hmm.
he's not quick. It's just like, who will win? It's just like, I mean, hey, I've seen the small. Look at Tyson. Tyson did it. You don't have to be big in order to beat these big dudes. You had Steve Cunningham that knocked the shit out of a 6'9" guy. Steve Cunningham's a cruiserweight. He knocked the shit out of 6'9" guy. And if that was a guy such as myself, or a great finisher, or somebody who knows how to apply that heavyweight pressure, then that dude would have been gone. He had 2.5 minutes to take that guy out. That dude would have been gone. So I mean, poor little Steve. Steve is just moving up from a cruiserweight. So that size don't mean shit.
That
I
is
mean,
ugly. That's a point that a lot of people made. Well, if I were in the ring, I would have done different. But that's from your point of view, with the outgoing, what you could have done throwing. But there are also punches being thrown back as well and returned. So that also turns a different perspective on the fight. I mean, you bring a different game to Steve Cunningham. You're a natural heavyweight. That's one. So that's a different fight we look at there again.
yeah, but I mean, just because somebody's bigger don't
Doesn't mean they're
necessarily mean
better.
they're stronger, or they don't mean they're better, and it don't mean that they can beat you.
So what does Bryant Jennings after this fight? Let's say Bryant Jennings gets through his opponent and he looks spectacular doing it. What next for Bryant Jennings? Are you going to come to England? I
Um,
mean,
there's no telling. With the addition that I have and my manager James Prince, we got big plans. This fight here is not a none of his work. But I'm quite sure he definitely has some things up his sleeve, and we've talked about some things, some possible things, but we don't like to move too forward in the future. We just like to keep those as things that we want to accomplish, and but we have to accomplish things that's right in front of us right now. But we definitely on the path to just do something that no other heavyweight is doing. Like right now, hmm. If you point out all the heavyweights, even I look, you can even look at it from like a social media point of view, or just a point of view of just non-boxing fans. It's just like I don't see or hear about none of these other heavyweights. None of these other heavyweights they're not networking with outside of boxing. You don't see them doing anything else. You don't see
Bryant,
them
you're
fights.
entrepreneur. That's different. You're an entrepreneur. You're doing things outside of boxing. You have a
And that's the
personality outside of
marketing.
boxing, which is
That's the
the
marketing
way to
plan.
go.
Yeah, that's the marketing plan. The plan is to market yourself not only in boxing, but everything that you do, to where as though you attract all fans, you attract all people. If I'm doing music with some non-boxing fans, or if I'm building homes with some non-boxing fans, when it come time for me to box, I have those non-boxing fans in attendance. You get
Well,
what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. I mean, I now have opened a TV network, a TV station. So I can't just focus on boxing. You've got to focus on other things because boxing's not the be all and end all. You've got
Yeah,
entertainment, music, as you've just mentioned before, news, so many things in the world. So it keeps you more open to things. But of course, the focus for you, obviously, would
yeah,
be to become champion of the world.
yeah, yeah, definitely champion of the world. But just look at a guy like Mayweather, man. This guy, the events that he put on, my God, come on. I mean, come on, you got to be kidding me. I mean, and his it's not only his fighting ability that done it. It's his ability to speak, or it's his ability to be, be the way he is, his character. A lot of people want to see him lose, but whether you want to see him win or lose, you see
Hey,
him.
exactly. You see, absolutely, absolutely. So let's bring this back down to. There's another gentleman from Philadelphia who's coming to England soon. Malik Scott has signed to face Derek Chisora.
That's
Your
easy.
thoughts?
That's easy work for Malik. Easy work for Malik. Like I don't see. I fall under the same category as people that be disrespecting people. Also, like they disrespect me, then they disrespect Malik, then you'll disrespect. I mean, all shout out to all the Philly fighters. Don't I mean they disrespect a lot of us, but it's like we gonna show y'all. We gonna show y'all what it is. I mean, and at the end of the day, we may not get our we may not get our credit, but it's still like, all right, well, we just gonna show y'all. Just like Glasgow, he beat the shit out of Glasgow. That's just like, come on, like now where is Glasgow? I mean, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, look, Malik exposed you, he beat the shit out you, but y'all just gonna call it a draw. Y'all just not gonna get that man his respect. Malik is a very, very, very awkward fighter. You get what I'm saying? Styles make fights, and regardless of what they say, knockout power, all that, fuck all that. I mean, he beat the shit out of him. He made him look bad, and he really won the fight, but they tried to make it a draw. So it's like, where's the respect? Where's the love anyway? But Derek Chisora, I got Glasgow beating Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is a dunion.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. I just think he had a nice little run before. He can do things against mediocre fighters, but when you come into guys, I mean, come on, you gonna fight a Malik Scott, you must be ready to just lay down, like.
Okay, let's say Derek Chisora were to beat Malik Scott. Would you be prepared to fight Derek Chisora after that?
Yeah, because if he beat Malik Scott, then he hit him with a lucky shot. I mean, it's just like it's no way you're outboxing. There's no way you're outboxing Malik Scott. Just like when people, just like the Mayweather and the Alvarez. It's like Alvarez has no chance, only a puncher's chance. That's it. And that's what all these guys have against me, myself, and other Philly fighters also. It's just a puncher's chance. These guys are not athletic. These guys are not talented for real. Like, they just have a puncher's chance. And that's it. But you just not, and just because you knock somebody out don't mean you're better than them, and don't mean you really, really can just beat them. It's just, you guys, like they step aside and they just forget what boxing really is all about. Like, but
Educate me, and not so much educate me, but educate the fans that don't know about Philly. Come on, tell me about Philly.
Philly is definitely, come on. We still on top, right? Look at Danny Garcia. Solid dude. And he's proven himself fight after fight after fight. And they all say, well, blah, 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 they say this, they say that, and say, listen, this dude is doing what he has to do. He's from Philly. He got the heart of a lion. He's from Philly. I mean, so anybody that's from Philly, regardless whether I clash with Malik in the future, if me or him become heavyweight champion first, regardless of all that, I respect my fellow, and we from the same gym. So I respect all Philly people, and I put us on a pedestal. I mean, fuck all that. I mean, but this is boxing. We all are good boxers, like. But I mean, like, to compare to that fight with Malik and Derek, Derek doesn't have it. Derek don't have it.
I like Derek, but I think when you look at boxing skill, Malik is far a better boxer.
Pretty much.
That's what it is. I mean, I know Derek. I actually know him, and I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on. This fight is suicidal. I mean, because you look at the sheer boxing skill, and Derek has to knock Malik out. That's not a points win. He has to knock Malik out.
Yeah, he has to. And how tall is Derek Chisora? He's not that tall.
6'3", 6'2".
Yeah. Ain't happening, Captain. This easy money for Malik. And you know what? And you know what the sad part is? I don't think they're still gonna give Malik his props or his respect after this. Like, I mean, it's just weird. I don't know what it is, but that expresses the politics in boxing. So but I can't keep speaking on that. I can't defend that too much. I gotta keep that to myself
Yes,
because I may become a victim one day. You get what I'm saying? Or I may
absolutely.
become a victim of politics and to be hated in that sense. So I mean it's sad, but what the
You
fuck?
know
I
it's
don't know.
there. You know it's
I don't know
there.
what that's about.
You know it's there. So how's training camp going?
Training camp's going good. Next time I'm leaving. Um, because I'm looked up to. I'm followed by a lot. I'm a leader in my community, in my home, in my family. But it's just it really gets irritating because I'm at a high level right now, and a lot of people are used to seeing toy boxers. Guys who just say, okay, yeah, I box. And, you got to fight down at your local a local fight venue spot down in Philly, and they playing around doing training. Nah, this is the real deal right here. So I really don't belong in this type of environment. I see that I don't belong here, only for the simple fact that I can't really just keep taking in all this like I'm here, I'm there. People they can see me, they can touch me, but it just get aggravating a lot, and I do have focus. I'm 100% focused. I don't think nobody else could go through with it like this, but I see the things that faults that faults me in training. But I just stay focused and I move and I do what I got to do.
Well,
But next fight I'm leaving.
if you ever need to get away, Bright, you're always welcome to come to Grenada. It's a very small island. It's beautiful Caribbean weather. We've got lots of hills for training, perfect for boxers. In fact, Muhammad Ali's first pro fight, his boxing ring, is actually still in our gym in Grenada.
Damn, that's epic right there.
Got some history there, man. Some serious history. And
Yeah.
it's a quiet island, and the media don't follow boxing as much as, you know. It's certainly a place that other fighters could come in the future and definitely come and train. It's something I'm looking into doing.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. So, in terms of let's talk about the heavyweight division. We know where you are. We know where you're at. How much of a student of the game are you in terms of looking at the other fighters in the top 10?
I don't see too many. I don't see nobody. Uh, I really, 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 really don't see nobody. I respect David Hay. Uh, I respect Malik Scott. I respect that Eddie Chambers, even though he hasn't even fought in a while. It's kind of his situation is definitely eerie right now. But
Yeah.
you know, um, I respect more talent than where you at in position. Like it's just like a lot of these guys they don't belong where they at right now. And you look at them, it's like you're not exciting. You're not you may be, yeah, you may be number three, or you may be number two, but you don't look like that you can change this whole heavyweight division. It's like you still not what we looking for. Yeah, you may be dominant, but it's just like that's still not what we looking for. You know,
The last fight that we spoke about was before David Price fought Tony Thompson, and you saw what happened there. Your thoughts? And now there's a rematch.
uh, I mean, I know it takes one punch. It only takes one punch, and it's kind of hard to really judge now when you think about, that the fact that it did only take one punch. I know David's the younger fighter and all that, but I mean, like Tony. I mean, Tony did what he had to do, and the rematch again. I just think that it's possible that it could happen again. And what if it does happen again? And I mean, those are the type of fighters that they are. They go in there, they trying to knock people out. It's like you don't box, you don't use your skill. Like I mean, the whole thing is hit and don't get hit. Please, hit and don't get hit. But when you trying to trade shots as a heavyweight, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out.
David Price brought in Lennox Lewis to help.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but he can't help his heart. I mean, you can help talent all you want, but heart is another thing that slows you down. If you don't have heart, then you ain't really gonna go that far. But hopefully that he did improve in something. I mean, he was okay. He was good. He was okay fighter. But it's just, hey, you got hit. But it's just how you react after you get hit, or after a loss. I mean, it's a whole lot of things to this. Like it's levels to this shit. Like really.
Yeah. Areola and Stavern, the fight.
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. I heard Areola got whipped. I heard he got his
Facts.
nose broken. So yeah, and then I heard Stavern didn't really even look like the type of person that that should be laying a whipping on a Chris Arreola. So I mean, my judgment from that fight, without me seeing it, it was just like it was two guys that was just in there fighting, but it was at a high level. So I didn't.
That's to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. Stavern and Vitali now, I suppose he meant to be duking it out. Negotiations are ongoing.
Yeah, I respect Arreola in the sense, because he showed me respect. But I didn't really watch that fight, but I just it was at a high level, and they said it didn't look good, and I'm just like, well, I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch it, and I would have been disappointed. They told me I would have been disappointed, so I'm just like, I'd rather not even see it then.
Okay. Before I end, I just want to ask your Twitter handle. So tell me how people can contact you apart from on Twitter. So spit out your Twitter first.
Yeah, you can follow me at Twitter at BYJennings and on Instagram at BYJennings. Yeah, social media is definitely a part of my life because it's the new line of marketing. And if you don't have a social media site or account, then you just ain't trying to market yourself. You really ain't there all the way. You got to do it all. I mean, it's the new school era, the where though it's like everybody not gonna be on TV. Everybody not gonna make it to HBO, Showtime, NBC Sports, ESPN. But you do have these social websites that you got to get yourself out on, and maybe one day, you'll become a superstar. But you need help. The social websites help. So at BY Jennings on Instagram and Twitter.
Bryant Jennings, once again, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. And good luck. All the best in your next fight.
All right, thanks.
Take care, champ.